Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago, I'm a web developer and investor, and in today's video I'm going to explain you the most important indicator that you need to be watching if you want to buy Bitcoin, and if you want to know if the bull run will continue also. And why I think that if this indicator flashes his signal, that will mean that the bull run continue, and we can expect that Bitcoin price targets between $80,000 and $150,000. This indicator has been successfully indicating a buy opportunity for Bitcoin 100% on the history of Bitcoin, and this indicator will also help you to decide if it's a good moment to buy altcoins. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notification, and be sure to join to the giveaway. I will be giving half of a Bitcoin to one winner and 5 Ethereum to 5 different winners. Without anything else, let's go into it. Hey guys, well, the indicator that I will show you today is called hash ribbons, and you may be familiar with this, but let me explain you in detail. I will surprise you. This indicator was founded, at least introduced the first time for Charles Edwards in the middle and post in late 2019. And basically what this indicator tells us is how healthy is the Bitcoin mining ecosystem. And I will explain you why this is important and why this indicator has been 100% successful in timing a best opportunity to enter for the middle long term into Bitcoin. So this indicator used to moving average, but it's not applied into the price, it's applied into the hash rate of the Bitcoin mining. So if you don't know what the hash rate is, this is the measuring unit of the processing power of the Bitcoin network. The Bitcoin network must make intensive mathematical operations for security purposes and even for work. When the network reaches a hash rate of 10 TH/s, it means it could make 10 trillion calculations per second. So depending on your mining hardware equipment, you will be able to generate more or less hash rate power. So the big companies that mainly are in China, most of them, they have a lot of technology and they have a lot of hardware to mine Bitcoin or confirm transactions also. So with all the equipment that they have, they of course will have a hash rate more powerful, a better hash rate that if you want to try to mine Bitcoin in your laptop. So by the way, in 2012 I was able into my laptop to start mining Bitcoin, and I did it for a while. So the difference, it started to happen with the halvings and with the demand. So right now it will be impossible to you to mine any Bitcoin with just your laptop. You need to have a lot of hardware to do this. So this indicator, it will be based also in one particular thing, which is the miner capitulation. To explain this very easily, miner capitulation is when smaller, non-industrial mining operations get back into a corner when the price of Bitcoin falls and their mining machines become technologies obsolete, or basically this means that when the Bitcoin price falls and the relationship between the cost that these entities have to mine Bitcoin and confirm transaction is less than the price of the Bitcoin. This forces these miners to sell the Bitcoin they earn via mining, often all at once, to keep the lights on, cash out, or to upgrade their systems for the future. This may sound relatively innocent, of course. Miners need to sell Bitcoin to fund their operational expenses. So Gartner noticed that it becomes a vicious cycle, especially when profitability is limited. So now that you know what the miner capitulation is, this indicator will play out 3 stages of that. First is the miner capitulation itself. It's the Bitcoin hash rate trends lower until miners capitulate, with many giving up because there is not enough financial incentive for them to mine Bitcoin. The second is the end of the miner capitulation. The hash rate recovers as mining activity increases once again. And 3 is the Bitcoin buy signal. The Bitcoin price recovers momentum. So in the article, Charles Edwards, the creator, explained how points 1 and 2 above can be tracked using the moving average of the hash rates. Especially, he chose the 30-day and the 60-day hash rate moving average to use in the indicator. So basically, he has a short one and a long-term one to track this. So since the hash rate is based on Bitcoin network activity, we can think of this as a fundamental indicator for Bitcoin. So yes, this indicator will only help you to track a very good moment to buy Bitcoin for middle long term. But of course, if Bitcoin goes parabolic, all altcoins will follow. So it's also a good indicator to pay attention if you want to participate and buy altcoins. So basically you will see this. The first is the gray dot here in the indicator, and this is the minor capitulation starts. That means that the 30-day hash rate moving average crosses below the 60-day hash rate moving average. So the green one crosses below the gray one. Then we have the minor capitulation, which is marked here in red. Then we have the green dot price. In this example, we can see two different prices, and this green dot will mark the minor capitulation ends. This means that the 30-day hash rate moving average cross above the 60. That will leave us the green line above the gray line. After that, after some time, sometimes it's at the same moment, but we will have the blue dot price, which is the Bitcoin buy signal indication. So now that we understand this and we have the theory, let's go to the chart. Before we continue with the video, remember that I am doing an amazing giveaway. I will be giving half of a Bitcoin to one winner and 5 Ethereum to 5 different winners. If you want to participate, it's super easy, just a couple of clicks. Follow the link in the description. But remember that you need to be subscribed to the channel with the bell on to be considered. So I'm in TradingView. I am seeing the BLX chart. This is the historical price action of Bitcoin from the beginning. It's not related to a particular exchange, but it's the complete liquidity index for Bitcoin. And here, if you go to indicators and you look for hash ribbons, you will see it here. So you can click there and it will appear down here. This indicator is work fine when you use it in daily candles, so you need to be looking daily candles. Of course, you can also use it in weekly candles and will give you good signs for the trading, but I use it in daily candles. You can see that you cannot use it in lower time frames. This indicator will help you to buy Bitcoin from the middle to the long term. It's not something that applies immediately. Once you have the buy signal, in fact, maybe the next days the price could go lower than that. This is for middle long term. So once you appear here, you will see the two lines that I showed you before, and the red part is the minor capitulation, and you can see here all the blue dots to buy opportunities. I marked it here in the charts, actually from the beginning of everything, how this has been working. So even if this was created in 2019, you can see how applied in the previous bull runs, for example here. So we are here in the BLX chart, like I said, and we are seeing 2011, 2012, and how we get to the bull run of 2013. You can see here how the first time these flashes, they will be giving you a 70% of update on the price. The second time here, the flashes, the buy signal, it was 136%. And finally, in the first bull run that we have here, April 2013, we have the buy signal here on February, and from here to the peak, it was a 800% increase on the price. You can see here how it's marking the capitulation, and this is the halving of Bitcoin. Moving forward, we have here May 2015. We also have a signal. We have a 35%, 30% here. Moving more, and this is important, we also have only one fake signal on this. That is why you need to wait the blue dot with a buy signal, because we had the situation when the indicator started but didn't flash the buy signal. Anyways, this was a great moment to buy, but we can consider that it was the previous buy signal, so you could follow all this time to get into the 2017 bull run, right? So moving from the last few times that it was flashed, this was 2018. After the dump of the $6,000, we have a flash buy signal here. We did a 300% of increase in the price. Last times that we have this again, 2019, 47%, 50% here, 35% here into this peak. Of course, this percentage that I put means from the buy signal to the next peak. That doesn't mean that if you buy here, you need to sell here and you will get all this percentage, right? So you only have the buy signal here. It's not the sell signal for this trading. And last time that I took actually a buy signal opportunity here for Bitcoin in December 2020. When we reached the last all-time high, $20,000, it was flashed the last time. From there, we already did a 252%. So, and right now we can see here that the capitulation already finished, but we still don't have the buy signal, so we need to wait that. This doesn't need to happen tomorrow or this week. This could take several days or weeks to start flashing the buy signal. So you need to wait that, because maybe it's a fake out. I don't think so. I think we will have a buy signal for this. So we need to pay attention to that. And even if this has been a successful opportunity to buy Bitcoin always, of course, after you buy Bitcoin, you can also buy altcoins, because you know that if Bitcoin do a 300%, of course, that altcoins will follow. Maybe not the same percentage, but it's a bullish sign also for altcoins. And like I say, I think we are going to capitulate here. I think we are going to have a buy signal on the next days or weeks. And that will be a very good signal and a very good indication that the bull run will continue. I don't think, because of this pattern here that I mentioned in another video, the Wyckoff distribution pattern, are not usually a bottom pattern for the bull run. We usually have a more triangle formation there for a final bull run. So I think we could see a final leg up for this bull run. Maybe by the end of the year, beginning of next year. This is what many YouTubers also are saying, and I am kind of agree. We can see maybe it's not a 200%, maybe it's less, but I think when this flashes maybe around the $40,000, $50,000, even if it's a 50%, that will make a 70 or maybe a little more of 50, it will be $80,000, and from there it could be 200 or more, but just keep it calm. So let's say that this flashes and we have a 50%, that will be a great Bitcoin opportunity to buy. So that's all for this video. This is a very important indicator that you need to check in your charts until we have the buy signal. We don't have many over the years, so when this appears and flash the buy signal dot, that's a really important time decision to enter a long position in Bitcoin, not in futures. I mean a long position in spot. So it's a very good point to buy Bitcoin for the middle long term. If you like this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notification, and put your comment below. What do you think about this indicator, the explanation that I did, so you understand what hash rate is, Bitcoin mining capitulation is, and how the indicator actually works. You can see here that for default the inputs are 30 and 60, so you keep it that way, which is the creator most recommended date for this. This is for this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye.